Hello everybody, welcome back to Edgewater, Saskatchewan, episode number 42. Amazing. We're now working our way towards episode 50, which I don't think is going to take very long. I might even try my absolute hardest to get a couple of these out a week, so at least it'll only be a few weeks away before I can start that new map and hopefully really go for it. Big equipment. I'll tell you what, I opened my eyes up a little bit when Sloth gave me a hand in the last episode. It just made such a big difference. And now look, that's not freely open. Now look, I've opened a can of worms and I've realised I can't really open it to console players. It's given me a massive incentive to get off of this map now. It doesn't change the fact that this is still one of my favourite maps. Probably is one of the best maps in the game. Genuinely think it is. Definitely. But also the 4 shortlisted maps I put up as a poll, they're also very good. What is that? Oh, it's a deer. Right, so today we're in November, so we need to sell the canola, which I can't really do anything until I have sold. So we'll make our way down to, I'm guessing, yeah, the train to Saskatoon is the best one by far, actually. That's pretty good. Now all of a sudden, December is shown as the best price. However, Saskatoon is paying nearly £3,000 per 1,000. That is an incredible amount of money. That really is. So, let's jump in and we'll make our way down. Of course, a bit laggy, isn't it? Why is it lagging so much? Oh, this truck really struggles to pull this. It is really struggling. It's quite a bit of weight though, I suppose, isn't there? That is quite a lot of weight. So anyway, I hope everyone's well. I must say, I put a poll up last night. So I'm recording this now on Friday. I would really love to, if I can, but I'm not going to promise anything. But if I can, get this filmed and edited and out for the Friday as well, actually, so we'll get 2 of these in 1 week, which would be a nice change. But yeah, I put a poll up last night. It was sort of late evening time, I think, for me. Straight away I had some people ticking some boxes, but honestly I can't believe how much of a response I've had on that as well. So the map at the minute that seems to be winning, only ever so slightly though, is Alma, Missouri. Now, I don't know if I influenced that ever so slightly by mentioning that's probably my favourite choice, but I just genuinely think it's a good looking map. It's a nice looking map. It's a map that's kind of me, because it's not just about functionality and kind of how much money you can make, how big the fields are, but I also like, a bit like this one, I like the areas to be realistic looking and just kind of feel like it's an actual place, and that map ticks that box for definite. Now I don't know if there's been some sort of update overnight, like I didn't realise, because it's got the kind of typical fresh from an update kind of lag going on, like it needs to reload every section, which is a bit annoying. So this probably looks a bit laggy to you, do apologise in advance, but it's kind of working. I'm sure it'll catch up in a minute. Now I seem to remember we had troubles getting into here, but I think that was because of the low loader, wasn't it? I don't think it was this trailer. We'll soon find out. And the train has just gone past. Now, where possible, I always like to do these things in first person view. I just think it looks cooler. Just need to hope that that trailer kind of brings itself around in time. Which it didn't, so we'll reposition ever so slightly. Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Now, hopefully though, that will just about do it. Yeah, I think we got it that time, didn't we? Right, let's start to offload this. So this will only unload one of the sections. Which section I don't know. Probably the first one. Can't really position the camera to see it, to be honest. Yeah, it is the first one. Then we've got to pull forward, drop off the middle section. Very unusual trailer, but I do like it. Right, let's open the menu. Because I'm pretty sure you've got to change the tip side, haven't you? Right, let's do that. Tip side. Unload in the middle section, I hope. Yep. And then move to the back. Can I do it with control? Oh yes, I can. Tip side is now the back. Move forward a bit more. Cool. Well, that was hard work. Yeah, I do really like the trailer. Have I been driving that whole time with my indicator on? Maybe. Yeah, I really like the trailer, and we're going to need something like this for definite in the next map, whichever we decide to go for. Okay, right, we'll just pull that up there. Turn the engine off. And we will request the train. Okay. Which, I don't know, I'm going by memory. Oh look, it's going past again. And it's kind of like, it's in a strange place, isn't it? Maybe it's here. Yeah. Strange position. It's just got to slam its brakes on and then reverse back a little bit. Okay, so this is going to give us a massive boost. Absolutely massive boost. Now you could say because I'm kind of in end of series mode, I don't really need the money, but I do. What I'm going to do, I think it's a no-brainer at this point. I'm going to buy and place down a tailor because we have so much fabric. God, he's got reversed pretty quick, didn't he? That's quite impressive. They got impressive trains in Canada. The brakes are awful. Acceleration's good. Brakes are awful. Right. Open cover. Good. And let's fill it. Will it all go into one? Yeah, definitely. Of course it will. Loads of room. Boom. Close that cover up. And let's just get this off to Saskatchewan. Right. Any second now. There we go. £132,526. Wow. I estimated actually in the title of the last video we made 130k, so that was a relatively good guess, wasn't it? It was kind of a guess with a little bit of math. But yeah, pretty good. This is why I love this kind of map, by the way. Look at this. Just the detail of it. So whatever the new map is, it's got to have its kind of quirky little touches like this. I don't just want a flat plain map with big fields. Definitely don't want a no man's land or anything like that. It's got to have a town. It's just got to look pretty. Because I do like that kind of stuff. Right, anyway, let's jump back to the truck. And I'll show you why a tailor is a no-brainer. So as it stands, it might not even show us here. It doesn't actually show us here. Okay, as it stands, we have so many. Sorry about that, I had a phone call. What was I saying? What was I even saying? Fabric. We have so much fabric. Now, fabric at its best price at £11,529. That is pretty damn good, isn't it, really? And we're going to have, I reckon, plus 12, 13 pallets of that. Lot of money. But I've just done a little bit of research off screen, and clothes, which for a pallet of 1,000 are worth 30,444. Fabric is 2 to 1. So 11,500 actually, by converting it to clothes, is probably worth about 4,000 more per pallet, roughly, if I round it up a little bit. So you've then got to weigh up whether the cost of buying the tailor makes up for the difference in what you would have earned from the fabric. Now, given that you can buy the tailor, 100,000, use the tailor, then when you sell it, naturally the game gives you 50%, I think it is, or about half anyway. So you'll get your 50 grand back. So essentially we can say a tailor's going to cost 50 grand. Are we going to generate enough fabric or enough clothing to warrant the difference in the cost? And yes, I think we will. And this just kind of, I guess, opens up another question really, or not a question, but just what do you think? I think I know the answer. Something like buying a tailor costs you £100,000. That, in theory, if you were selling up and you were to sell your business and it was a fully fledged business which produces a lot of money, you wouldn't sell it for half the price you paid for it, would you? So I'm tempted on certain things like that. I mean, maybe all of the placeables. Do I actually just accept 50% of the value? Or do I calculate our final earnings, our final money when we've sold everything up based on what it actually cost rather than the game only giving you half of it back? So, I don't know. I think certainly with the tailor, I think it's fair to give myself the money of the tailor back. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's not really part of the crossplay side of it, is it really? So maybe I should just stick to the game. We'll have to see. Yeah, so given what I've just mentioned then, hopefully I'll get a couple of ideas from some of you. I know for definite a few of you will give me some sort of suggestions and your views. I'm just curious to know really. But what we're going to get on with now is I'm pretty sure that animals are fine because we gave the pigs a load of food in the last episode and the sheep are just doing great anyway. They don't really eat a lot. So what I'm going to do is we need to keep earning the money wherever possible. So I want to top up the garden, the open air garden, with some manure, and we'll come back and we'll buy some seed. If I don't have any, I might have some anyway. Then at least I can set that to also produce something at a quicker rate. I think potentially I might keep it ticking away on soybean because we've got loads of it. I always hit that sign, don't I? Yeah, we've got loads of soybean anyway. And I think that sells pretty much when the series is going to finish actually. It's about the right time. So I might just do that. We'll chuck all the other pallets into the pig food mixer just so it's mixed up ready to go. But actually what I want to do is drive this swather back to the main farm and get that grass field cut. Because then it can start to ferment in the fermenting silo. And again, as we know, silage is just, you know, it's kind of what we're relying upon almost in this series until recent episodes. So we need to get that pumping again for definite. I've just pulled over here because I noticed there's a bag or something there, which, knowing me, at some point in some episodes I've just kind of dropped and left there. Oh, it is actually seed. Interesting. Won't let me pick it up though, so I'm going to have to come down here with some form of front loader. Yeah, I don't know what. Don't know what I'm going to use. I've got a choice of two now, haven't I? But I need to pick that up because there's no point spending money on seed for the open air garden if there's literally a bag lying right there. It's 9:30 in game time and it's still very dark. You know what that means? That means the weather is changing. That means a lot of snow. We might have to get that snowplow back out ready at some point. Is that something I'm going to miss from this map? I don't know actually. I do love the snow and how realistic it is to the area. I don't know if I'm going to miss it. I mean, potentially, I don't know. Maybe it still snows a lot in different areas of America. I don't know. But I must say, there's in any map that I've ever played, nothing compares to this map for its rate of snow. That is for definite. Right, we're just going to pull that into here. And to be honest, we can probably leave it connected to the man. because I'm not going to need that for a while. The next time we need that is when we want to start topping out the water of these things. Good. Okay, right. Let's jump over and get the swather. Because I want to at least, yeah, get that grass field cut. Should be able to get it picked up relatively quickly, I would have thought, in the pickup, because we have got an absolutely huge forage wagon now. So that'll be a good job done. Okay, here we are. Honestly, I don't think this is going to take very long at all. And I'll try not to time-lapse actually in this episode. If I can, I will try not to, because I've got a few things to talk about. So one thing, in terms of planting, kind of prepping a field, I guess, ready to try and get one final harvest out of it, I just can't do it. And the reason I can't do it is because obviously seasonal growth is on. So we can't actually plant until, I believe, March. Let's have a quick look. So yeah, so we are now in November. So we can't even plant until April or May. Now, 1 month per episode, in theory, would take us to kind of May, June. So if we planted, it would be pointless because we're not going to be on this map during harvest season. So yeah, so it kind of makes it not worthwhile, I guess, really. And there is plenty to be doing in the meantime anyway. There is plenty to be doing. But at this point, it's all about just maximising profit, isn't it, as much as possible. I reckon by doing this now, we should get one more cut out of it, potentially. Ready to sell. Maybe. I don't know. We might not. Silage, I do remember on this map, silage is its best price kind of around January time. January into February. So, yeah, the fact that it's November, we get this chucked into the silo. The actual fermented process is super fast, by the way. I'm not worried about that. I'm just concerned about whether or not we can cheekily get one more cut out of this before that kind of February, January time. I'm not sure. Fingers crossed anyway, because it's just extra money, isn't it? It's all extra money. Absolutely. Now I'm going to check in the used shop. And I've just got another little thought around the used shop. If I see anything good appear in the used shop, do you think it's reasonable? So when I say good, I mean like big. Stuff that we want ready for the next map. If we spot it on this map, in the meantime, do you think it's reasonable for me to buy it and then just take it with us? So don't use it physically on this map, but buy it, and then we've got it ready for when we start the next map. Or would you prefer me just to start from, you know, absolute zero? We'll do like we did with this one, like we did with the first one. We'll start with some form of van or pickup truck, and whatever money we've got, and we'll literally just buy as we go in. But I don't know, you know, if something came up like a big, I don't know, like a big tracked articulated John Deere or something, and it came up quite cheap, I would be tempted to buy it in this series and not use it, and then just transfer those exact specs over to the new map. I don't know. This swather makes quick work of this kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't think I'll time lapse it. I did quite a lot of time lapsing in the last episode. And then in one of the last Keep It Real episodes as well, I did a lot of time lapsing, and I don't want to be doing such a large amount of time lapse stuff, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'll carry on a little bit, and I'll probably just skip straight to the end. I'll just set that off on a little worker. It's been a while since we employed that drunken worker. We'll give him a little bit of pocket money back. That can finish the field. It won't do it properly. It's going to miss loads. It'll probably end up parked in the lake. Yeah. It's fine though. Let's head over here, jump onto the... Oh, hello. This is probably sloth, because, you know, as I do, I just abandoned stuff in the way everywhere, didn't I? And I think he was trying to get the truck free. And also, this doesn't have any straps. Oh dear. Well, if Sloth got it here without falling, knocking anything off, then in theory I should be able to move it as well, yeah? This is where I flip the trailer. Oh dear. I know I will. Can I do this without falling down? Oh no. I knew it. I knew that was gonna... How did Sloth even manage to get it there? You're obviously a better driver than me. Well, that's annoying. I thought that was gonna happen. I really did. Oh dear. We'll leave it parked there like that. At least it's relatively flat for me to restack it. Yeah. Not very good at all. Now, in the meantime, apparently the AI worker is finished. Either it took me a very long time to do that, or he's definitely not finished. Where is he? No. He did about as much as I thought he would do, in all fairness. Let's just finish this off real quick. Unfortunately, I can't use an AI worker to pick it up. Do you know, it's funny, I've said it before. My youngest, my 5-year-old, quite likes to play FS23, believe it or not, on my phone. She loves it. Now, on FS23, which is a mobile game, yeah? Mobile and Switch, it's relatively basic, especially compared to this. But the traffic overtakes you if you're going slow. You can kind of set workers to do different types of contracts. I believe they'll even do bailing. Yeah, but you can't have it on this. I just never quite understood that. The whole traffic thing for definite. How can they program cars to overtake you if you're going slow on a game as basic as an Android and Nintendo Switch? Yeah, it's not something that's been updated into this game. It just doesn't make sense. In this game, they're just like driving boulders, aren't they? You hit them and they kind of knock you flying. I believe in the mobile version, they actually move as well. You can actually kind of hit them out of the way. So yeah, I just never understood that. Why is that not a thing in this game? And I'm amazed that's not become a mod yet, actually. That would be something that would be nice to see, wouldn't it? In I'm assuming FS24 or FS25, whenever they release the next main one. Wouldn't it be cool if, yeah, the traffic, you could even damage it. Imagine that, a bit like GTA style. That would be pretty cool. Okay, right, that's parked back up where I tend to leave it. Now, I'm going to grab the... What is this, by the way? What even is this? What do you call it? I mean, it was in the skid steer section, wasn't it? It's just kind of unusual. I'm pretty sure, by the way, I was meant to mention this in the last episode. That coat, that isn't. Let's have a look. I go into wardrobe. Oh, changing what I look like. By the way, I've never done a face reveal, but I reckon this character does look pretty damn close to what I look like. I must say, I've made him look quite like me. Yeah, I mean, I don't believe I've put that coat on him. It's showing there, look. I don't know. I tend to just leave my character the same in every episode, which is just kind of with a normal t-shirt. But in this series, he's got a coat on. And I'm sure I didn't do that. And I remembered when I dropped that trailer in the last episode, I do also remember seeing this bag of seed. Don't know how much is in it though. It looks quite full, doesn't it? It looks like a nice full bag. So we'll just take that with us as well. We'll stick that into the open air greenhouse. Right, come on. This thing is slow, by the way. This thing is slow. It's faster to walk. Okay, let's lift it a bit more. Trying to avoid the... What have I done? Sloth, that's your fault. I'm blaming you for that. I'm not blaming my driving. Right, let's dump these in there. Yeah, it must have been a good bag, because it's definitely a fair amount of seed coming out of there. And they suddenly magically started growing again, look. Right, I need to fix this, but first, let's just check out that open air garden. What does it need? Now it shows manure, but that manure figure, 26,855, has not moved for a long time. I think it was even kind of around that figure before I skipped through the 5 months. So I don't know if that's a bit of a glitch. I don't know if this genuinely is manure in there. We will find out. Yeah, okay. Well, it doesn't say missing materials. Yeah. Weird. That manure figure, I'm sure it hasn't moved though. Seems to be unlimited. It genuinely does. Right, I'm going to leave soybeans just producing in the background because honestly, we can make so much money. A massive amount of money with all of these soybeans. For definite. Now, before I get into that, let's just chuck all of this into the pig food mixer. Then I can work out whether or not I need to start getting some potatoes growing. I think you could almost just live off making pig food with this mixer, you know. I reckon you could probably sell it for a bit of profit. Yeah, this is incredible, this machine. There's still our forgotten pallet of sugar beet. Bless it. Maybe we'll get that back. Maybe when we sell up, we can get hold of that one again and still sell it. I don't know. Right, I'm just going to have a quick look a minute. What is this looking like for pig mixing? So, 796 sunflowers. Okay. Doesn't use a lot of potatoes, does it? It uses mainly corn. I think we got a good balance there of food. Yeah. That's going to give us a decent amount of food, I reckon, for 5,000. Good. And actually, just while I'm here, how much did the pigs consume? Wow. That is a lot. That is a lot. There was 6,000, I want to say 6,700 there in the last game month. So they're going through like 2,000 litres every episode. Let's see how many we've got now as well. See how many we've got. I'm pretty sure it was such a long time ago, but we've got 51 now. I'm sure I only bought, I don't know, it was something like 5 pigs. And those pigs are long gone now, we sold those. So we've pretty much, I think actually, we broke even on the pigs. So the ones that we bought and then sold paid for the pigs. So in theory, these 51 pigs now, there or thereabouts, have not cost us anything. Now this one here, look, 17 months old. It's worth £879. £1,200 there for that 26-month-old pig. I don't know. Honestly, this is great. I mean, I don't know. Let's just say they grow up. Come the end of the series, if we're averaging, say we have 50 pigs, and they're averaging about £1,000 each, there's 50 grand's worth of pigs. It just seems to be quite easy at the minute to make money on this series, which is also for me it's another sign that maybe it is the right decision to move on, because I don't know, when you make money too easily, I just find it changes the game, doesn't it? It takes the enjoyment away. Certainly, you know, if you're a console player, well, any player, but console certainly. I do find a lot of console players like to use the government subsidy sign, and I don't know, that's just not for me, if I'm honest with you. It's just not for me. This is going to be a disaster. I'm still blaming you, Sloth. Right, let's try and fix this. It's getting there. I'm nearly done. Just these two last little challenges. Got to try and flip them up and then flip them up, load them up. There we go. Okay, well look, that looks neater, doesn't it? That looks better. I'm trying to do it a bit neater because I've just turned the soybean back on, haven't I? So that's going to start producing a lot again. So I need to make a lot more room on here. I'm pretty sure... Oh dear. I'm pretty sure I can go 3 high as well on this one. As long as the low loader reaches, but I'm sure it does. I'm sure I've done that in previous episodes. Right, let's do this again without the fork sticking out quite so much. And let's try and do this neatly. That will do. Right, last pallet. Good. There we go. There we go. Right, we'll leave that there. Brilliant. Right, I need to reach that end one at some point. Yeah, so the problem with this trailer is it doesn't have straps. You can have it with straps, but because I was going with that animal trailer, I didn't go for the option to have straps. Yeah. So that's why it's so clumsy, I guess. That's my excuse for it anyway. Right, I think we're good down here. So this should still be producing. How much water did we leave that to have? So that has still got, yeah, a decent amount of water. The maple syrup factory does need some more water though. So we're gonna have to do some loading up of that, I think. Everything else is pretty good. Everything else is doing alright. Okay, right. Well, we'll top up the water in a second then. And let's just have another little sanity check of the used shop. Yeah, nothing more's appeared. It's because the game time's quite slow. So I think we got a few things done this episode. It's more kind of, wow, tinkering with the farm, I guess, really. Making sure that everything is set up in a way that we're going to be earning as much money as possible. So the future looks bright, you know. We'll get all of this picked up probably in the next episode now. We're going to have even more soybean than what's already there. We've got fabric to sell. I'm not sure whether or not it is worth buying a tailor. That's down to whether or not, you know, I won't make as much profit from the tailor as what I would lose from selling the building after I finished with the tailor, if that makes sense. So it just depends whether or not I sell the tailor back at full price rather than half the price like the game does. So I'm not sure on that one, but I think we're in a good place. Definitely. And I don't know, I will try and get 2 episodes of this out a week just for the minute, just to try and give it a bit of a final boost to the series, and obviously that's going to allow me to get onto the new map, which is exciting, but also more people to help me, which is also even more exciting. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Bit slower than the usual, but hey, I mean we made 130 grand profit in this episode. That's a lot of money. What do we reckon we're going to get? What do we reckon this farm is worth come the end of it? Come kind of May, June time? Don't know. Be nice, you know. If we push up over 1 million, we've gone from absolute zero back in Somerset, UK, moved to Canada, now we're moving to America. Would be fantastic if we've got 1 million. Yeah, fingers are crossed. But anyway, until the next episode, thanks for watching, and cheers and gone.